Imagine walking through your city's streets and finding that every corner tells a hidden story of struggle, neglect, and survival. This is the reality for over 500,000 Americans. Today, we're unveiling the stark truth about the states where this crisis hits hardest. Stay tuned to uncover the top 12 states with the highest homelessness. Welcome back to the channel, where we shine a light on the issues that shape our society. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to join us on a journey to understand and act on the challenges around us. Today's episode is more than just numbers. It's about real lives and the urgent call for change. Let's dive in. In the land of the free, a growing shadow looms over the promise of the American dream, homelessness. It's a complex crisis, fueled by factors like unaffordable housing, unemployment, mental health issues, and inadequate social services. Across the nation, from bustling cities to quiet towns, hundreds of thousands find themselves without a place to call home. This isn't just about not having a roof over one's head. It's about the loss of dignity, security, and hope. As we explore the states with the highest rates of homelessness, we see not only the scale of the problem, but also the human faces behind the statistics. It's time to confront this crisis and talk about solutions. Without further interruptions, here are the top 12 states with the highest homelessness. California. California, a state known for its wealth and prosperity, faces a stark contrast with its escalating homeless crisis, particularly in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco. The mild climate, which makes sleeping outdoors more viable year-round, combined with a severe shortage of affordable housing, has resulted in visible homeless encampments and skyrocketing demand for shelter services. Despite substantial budgets allocated to combat this issue, progress is slow, and the state continues to struggle with how best to provide for its homeless population, many of whom suffer from mental health issues and chronic unemployment. New York State, particularly New York City, sees a unique form of homelessness, with a large number of its homeless population living in the city's extensive shelter system rather than on the streets. High living costs, especially housing, push lower-income families and individuals out of stable living conditions. The state's approach includes legal entitlements to shelter, leading to a high sheltered homeless rate. Efforts to provide permanent housing solutions, however, lag behind the growing need, leaving many in temporary accommodations for extended periods. Florida's homelessness is heavily influenced by its high population of veterans and elderly individuals living on fixed incomes, unable to cope with rising rental markets. Cities like Miami and Orlando, popular tourist destinations, also see high homelessness rates due to seasonal employment and high living costs that don't match the income levels of service jobs. State and local programs focus on emergency shelters and transitional housing, but the lack of long-term affordable housing options remains a significant challenge. In Texas, economic booms in cities like Austin and Houston have brought prosperity to many, but also widened the gap between the rich and the poor. The state's minimalistic approach to social services means fewer safety nets are available for those facing housing crises. Urban centers struggle with increasing rents and stagnant wages for low-income workers. Texas also contends with rural homelessness, where resources and services are even more scarce, highlighting the need for comprehensive statewide strategies. Washington State, particularly in Seattle, faces homelessness exacerbated by the tech industry's impact on real estate prices. The rapid increase in the cost of living has not been matched by wage growth in lower income brackets, pushing more people out of affordable housing. Although the state has been proactive in funding homelessness prevention and relief programs, the persistent rise in the homeless population indicates that current efforts may not be enough to stem the tide. Massachusetts sees a high rate of sheltered homeless due to robust state programs and a legal right to shelter for families. However, the state also struggles with the lack of affordable housing, particularly in Boston and surrounding areas where gentrification has pushed traditional communities out of their neighborhoods. The state's focus on emergency responses like shelters and short-term housing assistance is crucial, but there's a growing recognition of the need for more permanent solutions. In Oregon, Portland's homelessness is highly visible, with tent cities and makeshift communities reflecting the broader housing affordability crisis. The state has focused on progressive policies, including rent control and eviction protections, but these measures have yet to address the root causes sufficiently. Mental health services and addiction treatment are also critically needed to support the homeless population. many of whom struggle with health issues that complicate their homelessness. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's post-industrial cities like Philadelphia and Pittsburgh have experienced economic transformations that have left significant segments of the population behind. Affordable housing shortages and limited economic opportunities for low-skilled workers contribute to sustained homelessness. The state has invested in rapid rehousing and comprehensive support services, but the need for affordable housing far outstrips supply, calling for a more aggressive housing-first approach. Illinois. Chicago, representing a large portion of Illinois' homeless population, deals with a bifurcated economy where high-skilled jobs flourish while low-income sectors lag. The city's harsh winters make homelessness particularly perilous, and while there are numerous shelters and temporary housing programs, they are often at capacity. Illinois is attempting to address these issues through better funding of mental health and addiction services, and by investing in affordable housing development. Ohio. Ohio faces unique challenges with homelessness, especially in cities like Cleveland and Columbus, where deindustrialization has left economic voids. The opioid epidemic has further exacerbated the crisis, creating a new cohort of homeless individuals with complex health needs. Ohio's strategy includes enhancing addiction treatment and mental health care, alongside expanding housing-first initiatives that provide permanent housing solutions. Georgia. Atlanta, the economic hub of Georgia, sees high homelessness rates, with many affected. Individuals being part of the working poor, people who have jobs but remain unable to afford housing. The state's response has largely focused on emergency shelters and transitional housing, but with rising rents outpacing wage growth, more comprehensive affordable housing policies are required to truly make a difference. North Carolina. North Carolina's major cities like Charlotte and Raleigh have seen rapid growth, which has not been equitably shared across populations, leading to increased homelessness. The state has made efforts to coordinate resources through partnerships between government and non-profit sectors, focusing on both emergency shelter provision and long-term solutions, like affordable housing and job training programs. However, the pace of development and support has struggled to keep up with the demand. The journey through these states reveals the depth and breadth of America's homelessness crisis. But it's not an insurmountable challenge. By understanding the scope, advocating for policy changes, and supporting local charities, we can make a difference. Remember, every action counts in the fight against homelessness. If this video moved you, hit like, share it to spread awareness, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Together, we can be a part of the solution. Thank you for watching.